You don't take the beginning of Genesis with the Garden of Eden and the serpent, you don't take that literally then?
No, to me, those are parables.
So when you look at the key teachings of the books of Moses, Genesis through Deuteronomy, the Jews don't really believe any of these. Circumcision, I know, is a big part of it's a big part of Judaism, I think. Am I right?
It is. If an adult comes to me for a conversion and is not circumcised, then it's a very simple matter. You take the pin and just prick so that a drop of blood comes out, and that's enough.
So it's more symbolic.
Right.
Just to represent the willingness to be able to be part of that covenant.
So they don't remove the full foreskin?
No.
Okay, they just do more of a symbolic.
Exactly.
Well, in the Torah, Abraham was 99 when he was circumcised, and his son Ishmael was 13, right? But nowadays, they don't. Now, we as New Testament Christians don't practice circumcision. But the Jews, remember, are saying that they still follow that old Mosaic law. So if they were actually following it, they would have to actually remove the foreskin and circumcise that adult convert. That's what the Torah teaches.
I've heard it said so many times that, the Jews, they just believe the Old Testament. They believe everything we do just without Jesus. And that is a lie. They don't believe God. They don't believe Jesus Christ. They don't believe the Old Testament. They don't believe the New Testament. They don't believe any of it.
And how is it determined which is good and which is bad? And that's called civilization. People get together and determine you shouldn't steal. So civilization says that's bad. Okay, that's how you measure good. If you come from a society where stealing is good, that's how that civilization determines good from bad. If you don't steal, you're bad. If you do steal, you're part of us.
Is there an absolute right and wrong where just stealing's always wrong because God said so?
There's no absolute, in my opinion.
It says in John 5:46 and 47, "For if ye had believed Moses, ye would have believed me, for he wrote of me. But if you believe not his writings, how shall ye believe my words?" Jesus Christ is telling the Jews of his day that they did not believe Moses. Their whole claim was that they believe Moses and they don't believe him. But he explains here that if you don't believe in him, then you don't believe in Moses.
We practice differently, we believe differently, and maybe our approach is different, but the destination is the same. We're trying to reach God. I mean, that's the whole objective.
So you believe that all religions are going to the same destination, just taking different routes?
Exactly, and different ways to get there, and different understandings of how they get there. That doesn't make one better than the other. There is no one path to God. There is no one understanding of God. To understand God, we have to understand each other. We have to understand ourselves.
There is no such thing as a salvation that transforms it. You do what is right, and you save yourself at every moment. God is not in heaven. When someone starts telling me that his soul is in heaven, what do they know about the soul, the spiritual souls of people in heaven? This is for children. You have to tell them this way. How come grandfather didn't come home today? Oh, he's in heaven.
What about hell? Is hell something that is part of Judaism or no? It being like a place of fiery punishment.
I have been in hell. What we call hell is the valley of Hinnom.